season is brought to you by AT&T, Panasonic, Kia, Jordan's Furniture, and by Southwest Airlines. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park on this opening day as the Red Sox welcome the New York Yankees, and the Red Sox certainly happy to be home as they have taken the field today. Let's check out the visiting New York Yankees starting nine. Brett Gardner is in left field leading it off. Derek Jeter is the shortstop batting second with Mark Teixeira at first base. Alex Rodriguez at third base in the cleanup spot with Robinson Cano batting fifth. Nick Swisher is in right field. He bats sixth for the Yankees. Jorge Posada, the DH, bats seventh with Curtis Granderson in center field batting eighth. And Russell Martin does the catching. He bats ninth. On the mound today for the Red Sox, I'm going to bounce back after a very tough outing and loss to the Texas Rangers on Saturday, is John Lackey. Went 3 2/3 innings, giving up 10 hits and 9 runs. It equaled the most he has ever given up in an outing. He struck out 3 and allowed 2 home runs in that outing against the Rangers. Against New York last year, made 3 starts in his first go-around in a Red Sox uniform as part of the rivalry. Was 1-1 with a 3.20 earned run average in the 3 starts against New York. He logged 19 2/3 innings worth of work.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. They've made 2 errors in the 6 games that they've played so far. Kevin Youkilis at third base, Marco Scutaro the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, Adrian Gonzalez the first baseman. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, Jacoby Ellsbury, and J.D. Drew, and Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for John Lackey.
Umpiring crew, Mark Wegner has the play calling the balls and strikes. Chris Guccione at first base. Mike Winters, who is the crew chief, is at second. And Mike Everett is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Pretty good conditions here today at Fenway Park for this opening day. And the first pitch of the home opener from John Lackey is in there for strike 1 and we're underway. Brett Gardner leading off for New York, off to a 3 for 18 start. 167 average so far in the year. Late swing and a foul back into the crowd. It's 0-2. After 3 kind of lackluster days in Cleveland with not a lot of emotion going on, a little different here today at Fenway Park.
Yeah, very decent weather too for the opener here at Fenway. Much better weather than we saw in Cleveland, that's for sure.
0-2 to Gardner. Is outside 1-2. Yankees lineup still very good with Gardner, Jeter, and Teixeira the first 3 batters, and then Alex Rodriguez if anybody gets on here in the first. Joe Girardi back at the helm of the Yankees, who started the year 4-2. It's outside again, 2-2.
Red Sox shallow in the outfield for Gardner, shading him slightly to the opposite field. Very good speed at the top of the lineup for the Yankees.
Two-two pitch. Breaking ball that was ball 3. Looked like a real good pitch.
Well, Lackey certainly thought he had strike 3 on Gardner. He goes to the curveball. So far, everything had been away. Breaking ball inside corner. Should have been strike 3.
Outside ball 4, and Gardner's on. Lackey didn't like either of the last 2 pitches, and he walks Gardner.
Now, the pitch before was a better pitch than this one, I believe. I believe this is going to be a little bit up and away from Gardner. So I mentioned speed at first base. 2 steals on the season, has not been caught.
Lead runner on, Derek Jeter, the batter. Off to a 5 for 21 start in the year. 238 average so far for Jeter. We're going to bounce back after what was kind of a tough year last year for him. Won a Gold Glove. Jeter finished the year hitting at 270. This is caught by Saltalamacchia. Jeter retired. Gardner remains at first, 1 down.
Yeah, I doubt they'd have Jeter sacrificing this early in the ball game. It looks like he was trying to drop one down to third base for a base hit. Instead, he pops it straight up, and Saltalamacchia there to make the play. Had Youkilis about even with the bag to start with and was looking down at third base, but pops it up.
One out, one on. Mark Teixeira, the batter. At 286, 4 homers, 10 runs batted in. A good start for Teixeira to the season. Notorious slow starter, but not this year. As the pitch misses for ball 1. 4 hits in his last 14 at bats.
Red Sox not with a complete shift on Teixeira, but certainly playing him the pull in the infield.
Mark Teixeira has reached the 25 home run plateau in each of his first 8 major league seasons. First year in the big leagues was 2003. Waiting on a 1-0 from John Lackey. And taking too long, so Teixeira backs out.
Holding the ball a long time, trying to get to Gardner at first base flat-footed.
In the air to right center as Ellsbury moves in and over and makes the catch 2 down.
Good job of Lackey tying up Teixeira that time on a fastball inside.
Friday Baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Great seats at great prices.
Take a look at that last pitch on Mark Teixeira. He gets it inside and ties him up just a little bit for that pop up to center field.
2 down, Gardner at first, and here's Alex Rodriguez. And the check on Gardner, dives back to the bag. A-Rod with 3 hits in his last 13 at bats, hitting at 286. 2 homers, 4 runs batted in the early going. Pretty close this time, and Gardner diving to the outside part of the bag.
And that's what saved him that time, Don, diving to the outside part of the bag. You see him slide away from the tag of Adrian Gonzalez.
Inside for ball 1 to Alex Rodriguez. Alex last year getting his 600th career home run. Did it on August 4th against Toronto. Just becoming the 7th player in baseball history to accomplish that feat as again Lackey checks on Gardner. Lackey has been very concerned with the speedy Brett Gardner at first base. There goes Gardner. The pitch is a ball. The throw is going to end up in center field. And Gardner steals second. So Lackey's been very concerned with him, and in the end, Gardner's able to steal second base.
We've seen Jared Saltalamacchia make a couple of these type of throws way over the head of the infield that's covering the base. Fastball inside, he just uncorks it into center field. And Gardner safe at second in scoring position.
So 2 down here in the first. Gardner now in scoring position for A-Rod, who is ahead in the count 2-0. Ball 3-0.
And of course, in this ballpark, always the chance of the green light here for Alex Rodriguez.
Lackey holding on to the baseball for a long time. A-Rod trying to wait him out, and now Lackey finally ready. This 3-0 is in there for strike, and it's 3-1.
And with that in mind, on the 3-0 count, Lackey going to a cut fastball to pick up the strike.
Lackey's 6-8 in his career against New York, as he walks Alex Rodriguez, and it's the second free pass of the inning served up by Lackey.
Now Lackey having some words with the home plate umpire, and home plate umpire telling the ball's inside. And according to the Amica pitch zone, it was inside.
So 2 down, 2 on, and some chances here for New York as Robinson Cano now settles in. Really settled into the number 5 spot in the order last year and flourished in that spot. And here he is again this season in the same spot in the order. Joe Girardi helping for the same results. Cano hitting at .240 to start the year with a home run and 2 runs batted in. He's 6 for 25 as he takes ball 1 up. Cano last year hitting at .319, 29 home runs, 109 runs batted in. Prior to last year hitting more towards the bottom of the Yankees order, but not anymore. Tried to hold up, but it's a strike call, and it's 1-1.
Now finally Lackey gets a call on the inside corner. He's been discouraged by a couple of calls, the non-strike calls. That time he does get one on the inside corner.
Nick Swisher waits on deck, 2 down here in the first as Cano hits one out towards deep center field. Ellsbury on the run. It's going to be over his head and one hop the wall. Gardner will score. Alex Rodriguez coming around. He will score, and it's a 2-run double for Robinson Cano. The Yankees take the early lead. The walks really hurting John Lackey in the inning.
Yeah, and Robinson Cano jumps on a changeup from John Lackey. There's the changeup, and it's not down enough. It's about thigh high. And Robinson Cano up over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury for the double and a quick Yankee lead.
No Cano at second base. Here's Nick Swisher. Swisher 6 for 21 on the year, hitting at .286. Ground ball down the first baseline, foul. Nick Swisher coming over from the Chicago White Sox in November of 2008. This year embarks on his 3rd year in a Yankees uniform. Swisher at .288 last year, 29 home runs. Each of the last 2 years hitting 29 home runs each, been remarkably consistent. In the dirt, Saltalamacchia able to grab it. No advance for Cano at second base.
That's 3 straight changeups now that Lackey has featured. The one to Cano for a double, and then back-to-back changeups to start off Nick Swisher.
th pitch of his first inning for Lackey. And John wanted that too. Several of those during the inning, and it's now 2-1.
I guess this was called for being too high. We'll take a look again on the Amica pitch zone. Top of the strike zone, just above it.
Walks in the inning have turned into runs for New York. Robinson Cano at second base with 2 down. Lackey ready with a 2-1 pitch. Swisher takes it away, and it's 3-1. John Lackey fresh off a very difficult start. Having 9 runs against the Texas Rangers, the most in a game he's given up as a member of the Red Sox. "3-1 is popped up into shallow left. Youkilis ducking back, but Crawford in. And Crawford makes the catch and ends the inning. But the Yankees get a pair in the first. The Red Sox are coming up on opening day. To a 2-0 advantage as we head to the bottom of the first inning. New York with Phil Hughes on the mound, 24-year-old. A 4-inning loss against the Tigers last time out. Gave up 5 runs in his 4 innings. Carl Crawford leads it off and takes ball 1. Outside, 2-0. Crawford jumping back out of the way, but it's in there for a strike over the inside corner. 2-1. Look at the numbers so far for Crawford, who now shifts to the leadoff spot in the Red Sox order. With another new look lineup today for the Red Sox as they return home. Gets jammed and pops it up foul, backing out of play. Jacoby Ellsbury dropping to the 8th spot in the Red Sox order, and now Crawford leading off for the moment. Dealing with Phil Hughes, who last year went 18-8 with a 4.19 earned run average. 31 games, 29 starts. Career highs in wins. Crawford lines one to second base, and Cano reels it in for the first out. Let's check out the Red Sox starting 9. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Carl Crawford leading off. Dustin Pedroia at second base, with Adrian Gonzalez at first base batting third. Kevin Youkilis at third base in the cleanup spot. David Ortiz at DH. J.D. Drew in right field bats 6, with Jared Saltalamacchia batting 7th doing the catching. And Jacoby Ellsbury in center field now batting 8th. Marco Scutaro bats 9th. He's at shortstop as Dustin Pedroia stands in and takes ball 1. Terry Francona talking about the lineup change today, and he mentioned that he wanted to get Adrian Gonzalez up in the first inning if he could, and now he can with Gonzalez in the 3 spot in the Red Sox order, and take some of the pressure off Jacoby Ellsbury, who was not swinging the bat well, just 4 for 24 to start the year, so he drops Ellsbury down to the 8th spot in the Red Sox order.
All that time we spent in spring training trying to figure out lineups, it's changed so many times already.
Pedroia hits one in the air to left field. Gardner going back at the wall. That ball is gone into the monster seats. Dustin Pedroia's first home run of 2011.
Well, Dustin Pedroia saw an awful lot of breaking pitches on that last road trip. He sees one here from Phil Hughes, a hanging curveball, and Pedroia takes it right down that left field line into the monster seats. Oh, that ball just hung right out over the plate for Pedroia. So that's 2 balls hit hard in the first inning. Certainly the out by Crawford was hit hard, then the home run by Pedroia.
Hess and Hess Express, the proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2011 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every home run hit. This one is in the air for Gonzalez to right center, and Swisher makes the catch for out number 2. Two down, and the first base is empty, and Kevin Euclid is coming up. Pedroia trying to get this Red Sox team going. Coming into Game 7, 0-6 on the year and trailing 2-0 at the time. He takes one out of the yard. Now here's Euclid, who takes strike 1. A 2 for 19 start for Kevin Euclid. And quickly down to the count, 0-2. Series against the Indians, Euclid went 0 for 10. Not really alone in that category, and not a lot of great offensive numbers for the Red Sox across the board in that series against the Indians. Count evens 2-2. Those good numbers against New York, a .326 career hit against the Yankees in 83 games. And a foul off to the right.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defense. They've made 4 errors in their 6 games. Alex Rodriguez at third base, Derek Jeter the shortstop, Robinson Cano at second, and Mark Teixeira the first baseman. Left to right, Brett Gardner, Curtis Granderson, and Nick Swisher, and Russell Martin doing the catching for Phil Hughes.
Ball 3. Euclid had been down the count 0-2, but he has worked it full. Four-year-old Phil Hughes, a first-round draft choice by the Yankees, 23rd overall in 2004 out of Santa Ana, California. Euclid rips it foul. Yankees had a 2-0 lead coming into the inning. Phil Hughes gives one of them back on a Pedroia home run. Now Euclid takes a 2-out walk. Tickets for next week's series against the Tampa Bay Rays are available at redsox.com/tickets. And watch the Red Sox take on Manny Ramirez and Johnny Damon as the Idiots return to Fenway Park April 11th, 12th, and 13th. Visit redsox.com/tickets today to get your seats today. 2 down in the first with Kevin Euclid at first base and David Ortiz. 227, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. To left field, Brett Gardner going back to the edge of the track to make the catch. It ends the inning. Dustin Pedroia has homered. It's 2-1 Yankees at the end of 1. Pitcher of the Week and enter to win a $100 gift card from Nesson to the Yawkey Way team store. It's the second inning back at Fenway Park, the home opener for the Red Sox. The Yankees have a 2-1 lead at the end of one. And it's Jorge Posada who leads it off and takes strike one. Settling into his DH spot now with New York. It's Posada, Granderson, and their new catcher, Russell Martin, who we'll see here in the second inning. Posada wants time and gets it.
Posada, very good numbers against John Lackey. 361 in his career with a home run. Lackey and Wegner, the home plate umpire, had a conversation just prior to the start of this inning. And John probably wanted to know just exactly where some of those pitches were last inning.
He was upset with several of them. Ended up walking two in the first inning. They both turned into runs on the two-run double by Robinson Cano. Mark Wegner has a play today for the men in blue. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Red Sox have won each of their last 6 home openers since 2005. Ground ball to first base. Adrian Gonzalez has got it. He'll take it himself. One down. Well, the Northeast Division title in hand. The Bruins will look to stay sharp for the playoffs in this weekend's regular season finale. Tomorrow at 12:30, the Bruins face off live against the Senators at home. And on Sunday at 2:30, they'll visit the Flyers. For more on these games and the upcoming playoffs, visit NESN.com/Bruins. One out in the second inning for Curtis Granderson. A 3-for-19 start for Granderson as he takes strike one over the inside corner. One hit in his last 14 at-bats for Granderson. Granderson to left down the line as Crawford goes back. It's going to be off the wall. Crawford tried to play it barehanded, gets up over his head as Granderson into second base for the one-out double. He's been struggling lately, but he doubles off the wall here in the second inning.
Yeah, 1 for his last 14, and he takes an outside fastball here from John Lackey and plants it off that left field wall. Ball bouncing back up over the head of Kyle Crawford, but it was going to be a double anyway.
So runner at second, one down, and here is Russell Martin, the newcomer to New York. He's available for everybody, and the Red Sox entertained some thoughts of having Martin come and perhaps a minor league capacity, but the Yankees take him, and he ends up becoming their starting catcher. He was 6 for 20 during their homestand, hit 300. 5th career opening day roster that he has been a starting catcher, and first, of course, in New York. Signed as a free agent in December. And takes strike one. Martin, the rare catcher who stole some bases early in his career with the Dodgers. Joins Carlton Fisk and Ivan Rodriguez is one of just 3 catchers all time to have at least 10 homers, 60 RBIs, and 10 stolen bases in a single season. 3 times. Did it from 06 through 08. And look at his major league career, 673 games. Ground ball back up the middle. Pedroia comes to the left side of the infield to get it. And he fires to first for the out as Granderson takes third.
Pedroia was shading him up the middle. That's why he was able to get to that ball on the shortstop side. See, he was holding that runner on. It just didn't take him very far from second base. He's able to go to the shortstop side and make the out at first. And now 2 outs in the inning with the man at third base.
Two down, Granderson at third, top of the order, Brett Gardner. He walked, stole a base, and scored on the two-run double by Robinson Cano. It's part of that two-run first inning off John Lackey. To left field, Crawford going back, and it's going to be over his head, one off the wall. Granderson from third scores. Into second base, sliding head first goes Gardner. He's got an RBI double, and the Yankees are on top 3-1.
Now it's going to take a while to tell exactly how deep Kyle Crawford's going to play in left field. Remember, Manny Ramirez played very shallow, and Crawford was pretty shallow right here as this line drive goes up over his head and off the base of the wall. So Gardner, with 2 outs, drives in a run, gives the Yankees the 3-1 lead.
Two down in the inning, Gardner there at second base, and here is Derek Jeter. Jeter trying to bunt his first time up, popped out to the catcher Jared Saltalamacchia. Had a single on Thursday against Minnesota, his 2,931st career hit. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. He's trying to become the first player, and this is amazing, Jerry, in the Yankees franchise history to have 3,000 hits.
I know, we talked about that before. Every time we see that number, it's amazing.
A lot of guys who hit home runs, but not a lot of hits. Jeter right now, 2,931. Sole possession of 33rd place on baseball's all-time hits list as it stands. 1-2 is on the ground to first. Gonzalez has got it. He'll take it himself to end the inning. The Yankees had a run. Inning and a half done. 3-1 New York. $25,000 worth of Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics tickets. Win by getting caught cold. Go to DunkinDonuts.com/caught cold to learn more. America runs on Dunkin'. Last half of the second inning, Red Sox down by 2 again. As J.D. Drew stands in, he's part of our key matchup, which is brought to you by your New England Honda dealers. .429 average against Phil Hughes. On base 11 of 19 times as he takes strike one. Drew, Saltalamacchia, and Ellsbury expected here in the second inning.
Right now, that fastball only about 89 miles an hour from Phil Hughes.
Drew sends it into center field, a base hit to get the second inning started.
Now JD's success against Hughes continues. He's now hitting 4 straight games. Gets on top of a high pitch there and is able to put it back on the ground up the middle for the base hit.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox. Jared Saltalamacchia settles in. A 1-for-14 start to 2011 for Saltalamacchia. As he takes strike one over the inside corner. Saltalamacchia was 1-for-4 in the series against the Indians. He's caught every game but one. Jason Varitek made one start in the middle of the Indian series, game 2 of that series. Otherwise, every day it has been Jared Saltalamacchia. Drew the lead at first as Hughes brings the 0-2. Twisting Saltalamacchia out of the way. Nice play yesterday by Jared Saltalamacchia, able to make this grab behind him on the bunt bid. A diving catch.
Now we mentioned, Don, at the time, you don't have a lot of time to pick up that ball, and it was not bunted very high, so a very good play by Saltalamacchia.
Fights this one off foul as it gets jammed. It's still 1-2. Everybody looking for answers as to why the Red Sox are 0-6 to begin the year. Do you buy into the theory at all that Jared Saltalamacchia is taking a little while to get to know the pitching staff?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
The Tampa Bay Rays are also 0-6 to start the year as they check on Drew at first base.
I mean, it's going to take him a while anyway to get accustomed to all the pitches and to know, what their best pitch is on certain days, and also learn a lot of the players in the American League. He hasn't had a lot of experience behind the plate.
On the ground, right side into right field, a base hit. Drew to second base. Saltalamacchia has got a hit, and the Red Sox have their first 2 base runners on in the second inning.
That gets the curveball from Phil Hughes, and he gets it by Cano for the base hit. So the Red Sox with back-to-back hits here in the bottom of the second inning. Top spin ground ball by Saltalamacchia. I mean, it's certainly going to be a learning process for him, and I think he's learning every day with these catches, but are they 0-6 because of Saltalamacchia? No. Saw the game that John Lester pitched the other night. A beauty.
2 on, nobody out, and Jacoby Ellsbury in his new spot in the order, now batting 8th. We've seen Terry Francona do this in the past, trying to get him going, take some of the pressure off, drop him down in the lineup. And Terry always says that his best lineup is when Jacoby Ellsbury is at the top of it, and when he returns to getting on base and swinging a better bat, he'll return to that leadoff spot again. Terry's saying before the game he checked with Carl Crawford last night on the plane, and it's always kind of been that thought that perhaps Carl does not want to lead off. That was kind of early in his career, and Carl was quick to say he didn't care where Terry put him in the lineup. So today, Carl Crawford leads off for Terry Francona.
Yankees in the corners expecting a possible bunt from Ellsbury.
Slings and sends it to right. It's in for a base hit. Drew had to wait, and he stops at third now. Red Sox have him loaded. Finally piecing some hits together here.
Now Jacoby Ellsbury, another guy that's had success against Hughes. 400 coming into the game. A cut fastball that he just drops out in front of Nick Swisher out there in right field. Watch J.D. Drew at third base. He wasn't sure he was going to catch it. He stopped, and then he had to hold up at third base. That's a kind of a tough one to read as a runner at second base, but you're just not sure if Nick Swisher, the right fielder, is going to come in and make that play.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Marco Scudero with a chance to do some damage. He takes ball one. 3 for 17 start for Scudero, 176 average. On the ground, left side. Jeter to the hole. It's short. Will go to third for the force out. And they do get the out there as a run scores. Drew in from third base. And it's a one-run game. With Jeter's progress taking him in that direction, that's really the only play he had.
Yeah, that was his best option, because if he tries to go to second base, he's going to be way off balance trying to make that throw. And by going toward in that direction, as long as he's got Rodriguez on that bag, he can make the play. So a heads-up play there by Derek Jeter, and also A-Rod to get to the bag to get that force out.
So 2 on and 1 away. Ellsbury at second base, Scudero at first base, and here's Carl Crawford. Second time through now for the Red Sox against Phil Hughes. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Crawford lined out to the second baseman Robinson Cano in the first inning. This is grounded towards short. Jeter looked at second but fires to first for the out. And there's 2 down as he gets Crawford. Ellsbury moves to third. Scudero to second. 2 down.
There's a play where I thought Jeter was going to go to second base, but decided not to. He was charging the ball, just goes on to first base to get Carl Crawford. Again, momentum going in that direction, so make the easy play. But 2 men get in the scoring position for the Red Sox.
2 down here in the second inning. A chance for Pedroia to do more damage. With Ellsbury at third base, Scudero at second base. The home opener last year was April 4th, and Dustin Pedroia off Chan-Ho Park, a home run. And here today, against the Yankees in the home opener, this time off Phil Hughes, Dustin Pedroia again takes it into the monster. Now he lines one to left center. In comes Granderson. It'll fall for a hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another. And Dustin Pedroia will move up as the ball gets away. The Red Sox have taken a 4-3 lead. Big day already for Dustin Pedroia.
Well, there's spark plug getting him going early in this ball game today. A terrible throw by Granderson out in center field. There's the line drive base hit, top spin line drive that's going to drop in front of Granderson. He makes a throw that comes home. That's going to be over everybody, and that allows Pedroia to get in a scoring position. Hits by the catcher, Russell Martin, and Pedroia goes to second base. So the Red Sox grab the lead and also get Pedroia to second base.
Larry Rothschild, the new pitching coach for New York, out there for the first time to talk to Hughes. So a pair of 2-run leads for New York, up 2-0, 3-1, but they now trail 4-3. Hughes, who had a rough outing against the Tigers in his first outing, being touched here again in his second outing by the Red Sox. Gonzalez, the 7th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the second inning. On the ground, left side, and through a base hit. They're going to try and score Pedroia. Gardner's throw is going to be close, and Pedroia is safe.
Well, we've seen teams put that shift on Gonzalez in the infield, and that time he defeats it with a ground ball right at shortstop. Gonzalez picks up his 6th RBI of the season. That ball up and away from Gonzalez. There's that wide open hole with the shift on, and now a very close play at home plate. The throw, the swipe tag, Pedroia in safely.
So a 4-run second inning so far as Youkilis stands in. Ball 1.
One more look at the slide by Dustin Pedroia as he goes way out to the third base side. Gets that foot on the bag before the tag of Russell Martin.
Youkilis wraps it foul. So Pedroia in this game. A home run in the first inning with the Red Sox trailing. Big 2-run single here in the second inning. Comes around to score a run of his own. It's a 5-3 Red Sox lead. Hughes having trouble, and this would be Phil Hughes' 40th pitch of his outing. Youkilis fooled in the breaking ball 1-2.
He has also seen a steady diet of breaking balls on that road trip, and there's the over-the-top curveball from Phil Hughes.
Outside the fastball, and it's 2-2. Hughes gave up the home run in the first. He has given up a total of 4 hits here in the second inning and 4 runs. 2-2 to Youkilis. Down and away, full count. He walked Youkilis in the first, and now full count here in the second inning. David Ortiz waiting on deck. There goes Gonzalez, and the pitch fouled off to the right, out of play. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Two down, last half of the second inning. A full count to Kevin Youkilis. Gonzalez will be off again. Youkilis takes ball 4 and walks for the second time. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. With Hughes running into trouble here in the second inning, former Red Sox right-hander Bartolo Colon, and a guy we saw in spring training try to make the Yankees starting rotation, did not make the rotation, but did make the team in the pen to begin the year for Joe Girardi. A guy who can go long and stretched out during the spring, and we may see him for a while.
This is back-to-back rough starts for Phil Hughes.
David Ortiz flied out to the warning track in the first inning. 9th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the second inning. In tight for ball 2. Now Hughes in his last start got the loss. 5 earned runs in 4 innings. With 5 hits, walked 2, gave up 2 home runs. He lost for just the 5th time in 22 home starts. Ortiz into center field, a base hit. Adrian Gonzalez being waved around. Granderson throw goes to third. A run will score as they get Youkilis hung up. They run him back towards second, and Jeter will apply the tag. But another run in for the Red Sox, their 6th of the day. It's a 5-run second inning and a 6-3 Red Sox lead. Lots of action early in this one as the Red Sox have a 6-3 lead. Mark Teixeira leads it off in the visiting half of the third inning. Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Cano. John Lackey, 3-run lead to work with now as he gets a strike into Teixeira. Second at bat for Teixeira. He flied out to center field in the first. Swing and a miss. Down 1-2.
Slider that time from John Lackey, hit on the hands of Mark Teixeira.
Teixeira will be followed by Alex Rodriguez and Robinson Cano here in the third inning. York with 2 runs in the first, a run in the second off Lackey. They got after it. They check and he did. Mike Everett rings him up. First strikeout for John Lackey.
Now a bunch of sliders and a curveball to put away Teixeira in this at bat. Teixeira cannot control the head of the bat and rung up at third base by Everett. That was close. But you say he goes.
He's out. 1 down in the third. His intent was to swing, Jerry.
I'll tell you what, I'd hate to have you as the third base umpire.
Alex Rodriguez with a swing and a miss. Did he want to swing? He looked like he wanted to swing to me, Jerry.
He wanted to, then he kind of held up a little bit. Very, very, very close.
No, he's out. 1 down here in the third. Rodriguez gets hit. A-Rod down to first.
Fastball right in on the elbow, it looks like, of Alex Rodriguez. And he'll make his way down the first base. Where's that padding on the elbow?
It's opening day for your lawn. Visit your local Lowe's for savings and a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Scott's. 1 out here in the third inning. Alex Rodriguez at first base. So the Yankees have had a base runner in every inning as Robinson Cano stands in. Shoots one down the left field line towards the corner. It is a fair ball into the corner. Alex Rodriguez to third base. To second with his second double of the day is Robinson Cano. They're not waiting around on John Lackey. Is another extra base hit for New York.
Yeah, Cano using the whole ballpark in his first couple of at-bats. Center field for the double to drive in 2 runs, and now the inside-out swing right down that left field line. Cano just a great hitter, great hands. This ball slicing, but it's going to stay in fair territory at the 310. And the Yankees have 2 men in scoring position, so quite a bit of offense early in this game.
1 out, second and third, and Nick Swisher, the batter. Flied out to left field in the first inning, 0 for 1. As he takes strike 1. John Lackey in his career against New York, 6-8 with a 4.43 earned run average. Swinging a foul, 0-2. Over his 8 full major league seasons, 2003 through 2010, ranking among American League leaders in lots of categories. Second in starts, second in innings, second in strikeouts since 2003. He's had double-digit victories in each of his last 8 seasons beginning in 03, joining Mark Burley in the American League Hurlers to do that. His pitch is in the dirt now to Nick Swisher.
Nice block by Saltalamacchia, saving the Red Sox a run. Lackey trying to snap off that curveball, and Saltalamacchia expecting it down in the dirt. Does a good job blocking it.
Swisher thought about it and lays off 2-2. Swisher last year, 288 average, 29 home runs, 89 runs batted in. Had 131 starts in right, 11 as a DH. Takes ball 3. Lackey walked 2 batters in the first inning. Struck out Mark Teixeira to start this, the 3rd inning. And a full count now to Nick Swisher. On the ground up the middle, ranging is Scudero. He'll go to first for the out as a run will score. Rodriguez from third base, and the Yankees draw closer. It's now 6-4 Boston, as Nick Swisher picks up his 5th RBI on the ground out.
Red Sox, of course, playing the infield back, and that's going to allow Scudero to get to this ball and get the out at first base. But with that comes a run. So the leadoff hit, the hit batter Alex Rodriguez comes in to score the Yankee run on the ground ball out by Swisher.
2 down Cano, 90 feet away as Jorge Posada settles in on the left side. Posada grounded out to Adrian Gonzalez at first base in the 2nd inning. Now hitless in his last 11 at bats. Down and in, 1-1. Played 120 games last year. He had 248 for New York, had 18 homers and 57 runs batted in. Ball 2, 2-1. Already 55 pitches for John Lackey, who works here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Curtis Granderson waiting on deck. 2 outs here in the 3rd. And a foul back to the screen, 2-2. John Dennis and Jerry Callahan don't have nearly as many Twitter followers as Jerry Remy does. That doesn't mean you can't follow them every weekday morning starting at 6 on the WEEI Sports Radio Network. It's Dennis and Callahan, Boston's #1 morning show on Sports Radio WEEI, and also right here on NESN.
And they were on for all 4 hours on NESN this morning here on opening day.
2-2 grounded softly. Lackey's going to chase it. So's Gonzalez. So flip to Lackey for the out. That ends the inning. The Yankees get a run. 2.5 done. 6-4 Boston. Red Sox did turn to Frank Webb's Bass Centers, the showrooms of FW Webb. Find a showroom near you at frankwebb.com. Opening day here at Fenway Park as part of opening week as the Red Sox enjoy a 6-4 lead coming to bat in the last half of the third inning. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. And Bartolo Colon into the game here in the third inning. So Phil Hughes chased from the game after just 2 innings. Red Sox getting to him 7 hits and 6 runs. Walked 2 and did not strike anybody out. And Hughes roughed up for the second straight start. Colon being used as the long reliever. He was stretched out during the spring with starting games, trying to get a spot on the back end of the Yankees rotation. That went to Freddie Garcia to begin the year, and Colon still made the team. Ball and 2 strikes to J.D. Drew, followed by Jared Saltalamacchia and Jacoby Ellsbury in the inning. Yankees during the offseason could not secure Cliff Lee. I think most anticipated that Lee would end up in New York. It seemed like a foregone conclusion, and almost looked as if the Yankees thought it was a foregone conclusion, because after they did not get Cliff Lee, really did not have a plan B. There's strike 3. Drew does not like to call. First strikeout for Yankees pitching, 1 down.
Looks like a little comeback here by Bartolo Colon. Two-seamer that comes back to the inside corner. Right at the top of the strike zone. Yeah, usually when the Yankees go after their man, they get him. And then there was talk about Texas, him returning to Texas. All of a sudden, he ends up in Philadelphia, Cliff Lee.
1 down here in the third inning. Jared Saltalamacchia singled in the second inning. Red Sox had a tough time coming up with hits in Cleveland, and they put together 7 hits in the first 2 innings today.
Now, Colon still with a pretty good fastball. 94 on that last fastball to Saltalamacchia.
Gave up 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched, and a home run and a loss against Detroit in his last outing. First major league appearance since 2009. And he strikes out Saltalamacchia. Back-to-back strikeouts for Colon, 2 down in the inning.
That's exact same pitch that he threw to J.D. Drew, except it might have been a little bit lower. That two-seam fastball again that you're going to see inside. Wegner rings up Saltalamacchia, so back-to-back punch-outs for Colon.
Joe Girardi saying Colon came in really ahead of the rest of the pitchers this spring because he had pitched all winter in the Dominican Winter League and really was in pretty good shape as far as pitching goes coming into spring training. And worked hard trying to get on this team. He's pitched in parts of 14 major league seasons. And of course in Boston in 08. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt for a strike, and it's a ball and a strike to Jacoby Ellsbury. Signed Colon as a minor league free agent in the middle of February, and then picked up the contract right at the end of spring, March 30th. Ellsbury late on the 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-2. Just outside, framed by Martin, and it's 2-2.
He's got those left-handers thinking about that two-seamer inside. This time he goes away and just missed the outside corner.
Fly ball to left field. Brett Gardner coming in. Makes the catch. It ends the inning. Colon comes in as a 1-2-3 third. It's 6-4 Sox.
Your tickets at the box office at foxwoods.com or by calling 866-646-0609.
6-4. Red Sox on top of the Yankees. Top half of the fourth inning. Curtis Granderson to lead it off. Was able to double in the second inning and score the Yankees' third run. Russell Martin and then Brett Gardner featured here in the fourth inning for New York. Granderson to left. Crawford coming in to make the catch into the slide. Carl Crawford keeps that from hitting the grass. Makes the grab for the first out of the fourth inning.
Well, the combination there of playing fairly shallow and the fact the speed of Carl Crawford goes into the slide and makes the catch. Squeezes that ball in the glove before it hits the grass.
One down, Russell Martin, the batter, sends one foul off to the right and out of play. Martin grounded out to second base in the second inning. One foul back to the screen. 0-2. All of Major League time for Russell Martin came with one team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Signed by the Yankees as a free agent in December. On the DL on August 4th last year and then ended up on the 60-day DL. Pitch down and in, and it's 1-2. Had a hip fracture and torn labrum. It's time now for today's AT&T trivia question. Which three Red Sox outfielders hit home runs on opening day against the Yankees back in 1985? We'll have the answer for you a little bit later. The 2-2. He is on the ground on the third baseline. Fair ball. Long throw for Youkilis, but he gets it there in time. Two down in the fourth inning. Well, our own Heidi Watney had a chance to check out the new Fenway Park improvements. Heidi?
This Red Sox ownership group, Don, has been committed to improving Fenway Park. Every offseason they make improvements. You'll notice a ton of them, of course, the biggest being that big screen. But the concourse, you'll notice as you walk in from Yawkey Way, there's a new team store right here at the entrance. The entire concourse behind home plate has been redone, the cement completely refinished. It looks very nice. And in addition to looking nice, they have new concessions that they're offering. Sushi, you can get wine, you can still get your ballpark fare. They have special sandwiches they're offering. Really a variety of menu options for those looking for something different at Fenway Park. But I think one of the nicest things that I've noticed is how the entire concourse completely surrounding the park has been redone and upgraded. It looks really nice. Don?
Does look very, very nice. Heidi checking out the ballpark before the ball game today, and today marks the final installment of the major annual improvements to the ballpark, thus completing the 10-year plan. And this effort fulfills the pledge by the ownership on their acquisition of the club and reaffirmed in 2005 to improve every facet of the ballpark. And this is the one that stand out the most for fans coming to the park now is the brand new scoreboard here, state-of-the-art HD, and we came in last night after arriving back from Cleveland, got a chance to see it last night. It is amazing out there in right center. Everything looks like it has always been here. They've done a terrific job, and the renovations they've made every year. And again, this marks the final installment. This one is grounded foul.
Yeah, those scoreboards are spectacular. That's the final touch, put on out there, and they are really, really nice. 3 new scoreboards, as you can see, one in right field, one in center field, and that one in left center field. Very nicely done. The concourse is beautiful. Fenway Park's going to be around a long time.
Gardner lines this into right field. Drew trying to get it before it gets by him because Gardner can fly. Drew gets back to get it. Gardner's still thinking about 3. Pedroia's throw is not going to be nearly in time. And Brett Gardner has got a triple to go along with a double and a walk already. He's on base for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, he has been a pest at the top of the lineup today for the New York Yankees. The walk, the double, the drive, and a run. Now a 2-out triple in the 4th inning. He gets a fastball, looks like from Lackey, inside and hooks it. And J.D. Drew had to be very careful down that right field line. Any kind of ball that gets by him, you're talking maybe inside the park home run. He plays the carom and quickly gets it back in, but Brett Gardner rounding second into third base with the triple.
So 2 down, Gardner at third base. And here's Derek Jeter, who is 0 for 2. Jeter popped out to the catcher, Saltalamacchia, grounded out to first base in the 2nd inning. Almost ducked into that. Always kind of has that diving motion, almost dove into that. Outside 2-0. Derek Jeter against Lackey. Hits at .315 against him. 17 for 54 coming into today's action. Jeter lines it to center field. It's in for a base hit. And from third comes Brett Gardner to make it a 1-run game. All this coming with 2 outs in the 4th inning, a triple and then a single. And it is now 6-5 Boston.
A 2-0 count, and Jeter gets a curveball from John Lackey and stays right on it. Takes it to center field for the base hit. 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the curveball, down and away, and Jeter reaches out over the plate and takes it into center field for the base hit. So some staring around now in the bullpen for the Red Sox.
The pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. John Lackey, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 5 runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 1 as Kurt Young talks it over. We're talking about the new Alfredo Aceves is up in the pen. Talking about the new scoreboard earlier, and this is how they unveiled it here at Fenway Park in front of the opening day ceremonies. The old one is gone, the new one is here. Mark Teixeira takes it in the dirt for ball 1, gets away from Saltalamacchia, and Jeter gets to second base. Didn't hesitate, and he gets there into scoring position.
Yeah, Jeter just reading how far that ball was going to get away from Saltalamacchia as it kicks off his shin guard. And then decides to move on to second base. There's a slight hesitation. Once he reads it, gets in a scoring position.
This one grounded foul down by the tarp. .75 pitches for Lackey, who works here with 2 outs in the 4th inning. The strike to Teixeira, and it's 1-2. Tying run now for New York is in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Down low, and that time corralled by Saltalamacchia. 2-2. Teixeira got off to a hot start. He homered in each of the first 3 games for New York and has a total of 4 home runs coming into this series. At 0 for 2 today, he's flied out to center and struck out swinging with Alex Rodriguez waiting on deck. In tight. A full count as Lackey took a few steps.
Has another call that won't make John Lackey very happy. Goes to the breaking ball to the Scherer. They've been crowding him all day long inside, just off the inside edge.
Teixeira strikes out. He knew it. Takes with him the second K for Lackey, but the Yankees get a run at 6-5 Red Sox. Scott for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. You hear from the Bruins as they prepare for tomorrow's matchup with the Senators at the Garden. Plus, highlights from tonight's Celtics and Wizards game and a full recap of today's festivities from the Red Sox home opener. All this and much more on Nesson Daily. Tonight at 10, it's only on Nesson. Marco Scudero leading it off here in the home half of the fourth inning. Scudero, Crawford, and Pedroia. Bartolo Colon had an effective third inning, his first inning of relief. Came in and struck out Drew, and Salto Amake then got Ellsbury to fly out to left. In there for strike two, Scudero. Marco reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning, get credit for an RBI. His second run batted in of the year. On the outside corner for strike two.
Not the type of pitch you want to swing at as a hitter in a 3-1 count. A nasty fastball on the outside corner.
Slap foul down the right field line by Canvas Alley and beyond it.
Well, with two strikes, you have no choice, and that time Scudero fouling off the same pitch.
Carl Crawford, top of the order, waiting on deck. Then we'll see Pedroia, all part of this bottom of the fourth inning. To right field, Nick Swisher over a few steps for out number one. Let's check in with Heidi.
John, I talked to Carl Crawford about being the leadoff hitter, and he told me it doesn't matter to him where he hits anymore. When I asked him where the perception came from that he doesn't like to hit leadoff, he told me he never actually said that. but he did prefer to hit second when he was with Tampa. Crawford said he was the leadoff hitter under Lou Piniella, and he was struggling, so Lou told him he would be better suited as a number 2 hitter. So when Joe Maddon came along and wanted to put Crawford back in the leadoff spot, he told Joe he was more comfortable hitting second because that's where he's had more success. He also told me it was more of a superstitious thing as opposed to not liking to hit leadoff. Now he says he's more confident with himself as a baseball player, and so it doesn't matter to him anymore where he hits. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. You know, talk about a lot of guys who are not comfortable in that leadoff spot. Jerry, you were a leadoff guy. I mean, obviously not a big deal for you, but what do you think the problem is for guys who don't like to be in that leadoff spot?
I don't know. I think with some guys, they just like to have a few batters up in front of them so they can get a look at the pitcher maybe, you know, what he's throwing, what he's featuring on that particular day, velocity. They don't like to be the first batter of the ball game. I never minded it that much. I kind of liked it.
I was going to say, knowing you the way I do, I would think you'd want to get it over with as soon as possible. I want to be first and get this thing going.
Well, plus, as a leadoff hitter, you know, you're liable to get up 5 times a game, too. You then might get that extra at bat. So you got a pretty good guy in Crawford in that leadoff spot that you're probably going to get 5 at bats a game out of. But you're right. Let's get out of the way one way or the other. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly.
1-2 is in the air to shallow center. It's falling fast, but Granderson moves in, and time to run underneath it. 2 down. It's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Can. And back in the first inning where the Red Sox are trailing 2-0. Dustin Pedroia able to hit a home run, his first of 2011. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Second straight home opener that Pedroia has been able to homer. Pitch in there for a strike, and it is 0-2. In there for strike 3. Quick sequence, and Colon pitching very well. He's retired all 6 batters he's faced. 6-5 Red Sox. And Betsy Gonzalez to help local families by donating $1,000 for every home run Adrian hits this season to select Habitat for Humanity affiliates in eastern Massachusetts. Top of the 5th inning, 6-5. Red Sox on top of the Yankees. A lot of scoring early in this game as Alex Rodriguez leads it off in the 5th. Rodriguez, Cano, and Swisher here in the 5th inning. A-Rod has walked, been hit by a pitch, and scored 2 runs today for New York. Inside for ball 2, 2-1. High drive to left for Rodriguez. Back towards the monster seats, and with one swing of the bat, Alex Rodriguez has tied this game 6-6. 3rd home run of the year for A-Rod.
Well, Alex Rodriguez does not have a high batting average against John Lackey, but he just hit his 5th home run against him in his career. It's a cut fastball, it looks like, from Lackey, or a fastball, and takes it deep for the home run. So back and forth we go in this one. Yankees have scored in every single inning in this ball game.
Now Robinson Cano hits one on the ground at Pedroia at second base for the first out of the inning.
One more look at the home run pitch to Alex Rodriguez. 90-mile-an-hour fastball that he takes out of the ballpark.
So John Lackey, who has touched for 9 runs in his first outing, touched for 6 so far here in this outing, and Alfredo Aceves is back up in the pen. He had been up last inning. Nick Swisher takes a look at ball 1. His 3rd plate appearance against Lackey today. He's flied out to left field and grounded out to shortstop, 0 for 2. To left this time. Crawford on the sinking liner makes the catch, 2 down. A quick feed of Carl Crawford to get over there in a hurry. It's time now for the answer to today's AT&T trivia question. Which 3 Red Sox outfielders hit home runs on opening day against the Yankees in 1985? The answer: Tony Armas, Dwight Evans, and Jim Rice. The Red Sox had 3 home runs on April 8, 1985, all by outfielders. Armas and Evans both homered off Phil Niekro. Rice took Joe Cowley deep. Oil Can Boyd was a starter for the Sox. He picked up the win against Niekro, and the Yankees tossing 7 innings, allowing only 2 runs. Niekro at the time was 46 years old when he made that start, making him the 3rd oldest opening day starter in history. 2 down here in the 5th, and Jorge Posada, the batter. Speaking of Red Sox outfielders, nice to see Carl Yastrzemski here today as part of the pregame ceremony throughout the first pitch of 2011 for the Red Sox here in the home opener.
Yeah, the captain, who we don't get to see very much around the ballpark, honoring today, being honored, and throwing out the first pitch of the ball game. It's great to see number 8 back out there and looking good.
No 2 pitch to Jorge Posada. He is in the dirt, 1-2. Posada's grounded out to first base on 2 occasions. 90th pitch of the day for John Lackey coming up. Very nice ceremony here as part of opening day before the ball game. And the key to the park given to Marinino. Play Buckles. Johnny Pesky returning here to Fenway Park once again. And to mention the captain throwing out the first pitch. Flyover as always at Fenway, all part of opening day. Fly ball off the bat of Posada to center field. Has Ellsbury backtracking, and so carry him almost to the track and then onto it to end the inning. Leadoff home run by Alex Rodriguez. We're all tied at 6. Brought to you by Eastern Bank. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. These are just some of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. 5th inning back at Fenway Park, tied at 6 as Adrian Gonzalez leads it off and chases the first pitch from Bartolo Colon. The fastball that is up from Colon. He's been real good since coming on for Phil Hughes. He's retired all 6 batters he's faced, 3 by way of the K. His 30th pitch is an 0-1 as Gonzalez takes a ball inside.
Yeah, Colon has done what he's supposed to do. Keep the Red Sox down, put zeros on the board, and give his team a chance to come back, which they have.
Yankees getting single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th to come back and tie this game. 0-2 to shift on at second base. Cano in short right throws out Gonzalez. The play of the week is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. On Wednesday night in Cleveland, Adrian Gonzalez launched his first home run in a Red Sox uniform off Indians' Frank Herman in the 7th inning at Progressive Field. It was part of Gonzalez's solid start in his first 6 games of his Red Sox career, hitting over 300 with 2 doubles. Play of the week is brought to you by Taco Bell. He is out this time, and it's 7 in a row now for Bartolo Colon. As Kevin Youkilis has walked twice today, and both those plate appearances were against the Yankee starter Phil Hughes.
I think all the pitches Colon has featured so far in this game have been fastballs.
Larry Rothschild, the new pitching coach for New York. Dave Island let go at the end of last year by the Yankees. 2-0 pitch is ball 3. Youkilis taking strike 1. Phil Hughes went 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, and did not strike anybody out. Colon is into his 3rd inning of relief. And Youkilis walks for the 3rd time today.
That's 8 walks now for Youkilis on the season.
Ace Ticket announces their no special. If a Red Sox pitcher throws a no-hitter at Fenway and you purchase that game's ticket from Ace Ticket, you'll go for free. Visit aceticket.com for more details. One out in the fifth inning. Kevin Youkilis at first base, and here's David Ortiz. Big Poppy flied out to the warning track in the first inning in left, and then singled to center field in the second. Strike one. Malone had retired 7 Red Sox in a row prior to the base on balls work by Kevin Youkilis. Look out, as Ortiz going to dance out of the way of that pitch down and in. And finally something other than a fastball from Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, I believe, Don, that's the first slider that Colon has featured so far in this ball game. Everything else has been number one, the fastball. Breaking ball down in the dirt, just missing the foot of David Ortiz.
Been so long since he's thrown something else, he lost the feel. This one fouled off to the left, out of play.
And another off-speed pitch, that time a high changeup. Kind of like up here when you don't talk for a while, you know.
Yes, you can lose the feel.
You can lose the feel. That's a good pitch to hit for David Ortiz. An off-speed pitch, a changeup that was high, about letter high, but he fouls it back.
Ortiz hits it on the ground under the glove of Teixeira into right. Youkilis is headed for third as Swisher picks it up, and it's first and third with one out. Teixeira was there, but it just got underneath the glove, and all of a sudden the Red Sox have runners at the corners.
Now that's a ball that he usually catches 99 out of 100 times. I mean, going to his backhand, it just goes underneath the glove and into right field. Teixeira, very good defensive first baseman, but that one gets by him.
First and third, one out, and J.D. Drew, the batter, singled and scored in the second. He struck out looking in the third. Pops it up. Shallow left, Gardner in, Jeter out. Gardner towards the stands will make the catch in fair ground, and the throw goes to third. 2 down in the inning. That one almost got into the seats as Gardner and Jeter talk it over.
That breeze blowing the ball slightly in that direction toward the stands. And of course from there, no chance of anybody tagging. That ball only about maybe 20, 30 feet from third base.
For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Red Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. First and third, 2 down for Jared Saltalamacchia. Youkilis at third base, David Ortiz at first base, 2 down. Up high, ball one. Good spot here for Saltalamacchia. Red Sox in the midst of a tie here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Enjoyed a 6-3 lead. It's now 6-6. Yankees with single runs, the second, third, fourth, and fifth to tie this game. Two and one. Cologne has not been as sharp since he had to go to the stretch. He retired the first 7 batters he faced before walking Youkilis. And behind in the count, 2-1 to Saltalamacchia. Down the left field line, Wind will give it a push and out of play up into the top deck.
Crowd bundled up here today at Fenway. We've been in much worse conditions in Cleveland over the last 3 days than we have for this one. This is pretty darn good for an opening day here in Boston.
All 3 days in Cleveland were worse than this. Rainy, raw, but here today it's been dry. Lights have been on for the entire game. Ortiz takes off as Saltalamacchia lifts it to left. Off the wall. From third comes Youkilis. Red Sox will take a 7-6 lead. Jared Saltalamacchia drives in the go-ahead run.
Big 2-out double by Saltalamacchia. That ball is supposed to be inside. It stays out over the plate, and Saltalamacchia welcomes that left field wall. One bounce into the glove of Gardner, or the Red Sox take the lead back.
Second and third now, 2 down. As the Red Sox finally able to get to Bartolo Colon, Jacoby Ellsbury looking for more now. Strike one.
By the way, that ground ball, Lamont Teixeira, was ruled an error.
Second miscue of the day for New York. Granderson had been charged with an error. The throw back from center field back into the infield in the second inning. Ellsbury in the air to right center. Granderson and Swisher, and they collide, and the ball is caught out there in right center field. Able to hold on as Granderson and Swisher come together. Red Sox take a 7-6 lead. begins Extra Innings Live with TC Eck and Heidi. Get the breakdown of John Lackey's performance today, including the manager's perspective from the press room segment. Plus, the guys will answer your questions, so keep those tweets coming. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. 7-6, Red Sox now on top as we head to the top half of the sixth inning. 5-inning effort today for John Lackey, who departs. And it is Alfredo Aceves who makes his Red Sox debut. 2010 with New York. 10 games is 3-0 with a 3.00 earned run average. But it's hitting at 208 against Aceves. He's 29 years of age. Look at his career mark, 59 games, 14-1 with a 3.21 earned run average. He's been with the Yankees each of the past 3 seasons. Pitched, of course, for the Red Sox a lot in spring training.
And just called up today from AAA as Matt Alba's put on a disabled list with some shoulder discomfort.
And Dennis Reyes was designated for assignment today prior to the ball game as well. In addition of Felix Doubront, who is also in the pen. So 2 new players, and as we often say in spring training, spent all spring training trying to figure out what your roster is. And here we are, game 7, and you already have 2 new guys in the pen.
And multiple lineups.
Anderson 1 for 2 today. Look at the moves made today before the game. Albers had a little bit of a problem in his last warm-up in the bullpen, a lat strain. A swing and a miss, and it got tighter as the time went on, so he goes on the DL. Dennis Reyes was ineffective in a couple of outings. Designated for assignment. And Aceves and Doubront. Of course, Doubront had the slow start to the spring. They backed him off. A little bit of tightness, and he was behind a little bit in spring training, but back on schedule and back in the majors. Terry Francona happy to have him back in that bullpen. Terry was saying for the game, a lot of people think he will be a starter for the Red Sox in the future, but Terry likes him in the pen right now, and would like him to stay there for the year. 2-2 is lined down the right field line, a foul ball. As Granderson turns on that. It's time now for today's twisted but true fact of the game. Last night, the minor league season began, which almost meant the beginning of the minor league promotion season. Wisconsin Timber Rattlers celebrated last season's opening day snowout with a bobblehead commemorating the event. The bobblehead depicted Rattlers player Ryan Scooter Jennett smashing a snowman with a bat, which he did during the snowout last season. There's no snow this season, as Wisconsin won 9-3. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
Now, for all you kids who love snowmen, and you had to build many of them this past winter, which was just awful, he really didn't take a swing and knock them down, did he?
Terrible.
No, he wouldn't have done that.
What a terrible thought that is for Frosty and the others. Swing and a miss. Aceves with a pitch up to Granderson, who strikes out for the first out of the 6th inning.
Aceves going with the fastball upstairs against Curtis Granderson to pick up the strikeout. Red Sox need to put a 0 on the board at some point. They've been scoring runs in every inning, have the Yankees.
John Lackey in 5 innings gives up 7 hits and 6 runs. Walked 2, struck out 2. And with the Red Sox pulling ahead in the bottom of the 5th inning, he is eligible for victory today if the Red Sox bullpen can help out. Russell Martin 0 for 2. He was grounded out twice in the game today. It seemed as if down the stretch run of spring training, there's a lot of talk as to whether it would be Aceves or Wakefield on the roster for the Red Sox. Both kind of do the same thing. And a guy who can give you multiple innings, spot start. But they both end up in the pen within the first week of the season. Wakefield has been used quite a bit already in games in which the Red Sox have been behind. And there for strike 2. 4 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching. Russell Martin waiting on a 2-2 pitch. On the ground and deep short. Scudero can't get it. He's not going to be able to do much with it even if he did get it. He was so far out into short left. And Martin is on with 1 out.
First time Martin has been on today. A couple of ground ball outs. Now this base hit that Scudero almost gets to. But you're right, Don. If he gets that on the backhand, he's got no chance at first base.
Russell Martin on with 1 out.
I was going to ask you, is that a new suit that you put on today for opening day ceremonies?
Yes, our friends from Eastern Clothing. The only problem is that we played the Yankees and I have pinstripes on, but past that, it was an opening day suit.
Very sharp.
Thank you.
You look very good on the field.
Thank you. I noticed you're into your coat, Nesson gear that you normally are this time of year.
I think this coat's about 10 years old. I really do.
You leave it here, don't you?
I leave. It's been here all winter. I actually brought a new one with me this year, but I forgot that I had the old mainstay here. And
yes, that's warmer.
Might as well slap it on.
Gardner has been trouble today for the Red Sox. He has walked, doubled, and tripled. He has scored 2 runs, driven in a run. And this is what the Yankees envisioned when they put him in the top spot of the order, getting on base, causing havoc, a guy who's got very good speed. Toss to first, and Martin back to the bag.
You mentioned earlier, Don, that Martin will run. He already does have 2 steals on the season over there at first base. Gets himself a pretty good sized lead.
Not your typical catcher in that regard. In there for a strike, and it's a ball and a strike now to Gardner. Those steals in a season for Russell Martin. He had 21 steals back in 2007 for the LA Dodgers in his second year in the majors. 18 the next year. Last year he had only 6. In there for strike 2, 1-2. I want to thank our friends from Yankee Candle who have come through big again, Jerry. Beginning of the season, want to make sure that we have plenty of candles for the road, which is always a concern. And we thank our friends from Yankee Candle.
Also, Joseph Abboud, who dropped off some ties for us, Don, prior to the ball game. You were not here. You were on the field. I was going to take them all.
But you're not going to take them all?
No, I'm going to share them with you.
Awesome.
They're up back. We're going to have to go through them at some point, probably Monday, maybe.
Okay. There's Joseph Abboud. He was very generous. Great to see him.
Always bearing gifts on opening day.
Yes. One, 2 to Brett Gardner. Breaking ball low, and it's 2-2. We'll send along best wishes to a great Red Sox fan, Scott Frakes. He's feeling better. A Red Sox fan from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Opening day here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox and Yankees. 7-6. Red Sox on top with New York batting in the 6th. Two pitch. Outside ball 3.
Severs is shaking off a number of signs from Saltalamacchia. He wanted to throw the changeup and misses with it. There's the changeup from Aceves, but it's down and away.
Something going over again as Martin will be checked on and got a little bit off the mark, and Gonzalez tried to sell it as if it got away. There goes Martin at first as Gardner fouls it off down the left field line, out of play. That time they started Martin. I want to remind you, on Sunday at noon, don't miss the season premiere of the Ultimate Red Sox Show with Heidi Watney, presented by Arbella Insurance. It's back with a brand new take on the week that was in Red Sox Nation, including interviews by Peter Gammons and a look at the crews that keep Fenway running. That's Sunday at 12, only on NESN. Martin takes off. It is ball 4. And down to first base goes Gardner. So Aceves loses Gardner. 2 on, 1 away now here in the 6th for New York.
There has not been one clean inning in this game yet for the Red Sox.
Two on, 1 out. And Derek Jeter coming up. Jeter popped out in the first inning, grounded out to first base in the second, singled in the 4th inning. Now Saltalamacchia out to talk to Aceves, who's really slowed it down now. Looking very deliberately. Follow the Red Sox with MLB.com @bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit RedSox.com for details. 1 out in the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. A 1-0 to Derek Jeter. On the ground towards shortstop. Scudero to second for 1. On to first. It's a double play. Bang, bang at first, and the inning is over. 5.5 done. 7-6 Red Sox. At the office, try WB Mason's coffee service featuring the Keurig coffee system with Green Mountain Coffee. It is a cool day here on this opening day at Fenway Park. Red Sox take a 7-6 lead. At the bottom of the sixth inning, line drive caught by Jeter at short. Marco Scutaro just about out before he got out of the box. A sinking liner to Jeter.
Yeah, that is frustrating. You finish your swing, and there's Jeter making the catch on the line. Nice play by Derek Jeter, the shortstop. You hit the ball right in the button, and you don't even get out of the batter's box.
One out in the sixth inning. Carl Crawford is 0 for 3 today. Crawford is lined out to second, grounded to short, flied out to center. We're talking about guys who lead off, and I think there's an added pressure about getting on base and changing what you do, maybe from a 2 spot as now a leadoff guy.
Well, that's exactly what Terry Francona told Carl Crawford not to do, not to change at all. He says, I'm not worried about this guy taking pitches. I want him to continue to be aggressive. It's just another spot in the batting order. After the first time around, it really doesn't matter. He doesn't expect Crawford to be a guy that's going to go up there and work counts. And
wild swing and a miss and a pitch down and in. Bartolo Colon continues to pitch well as we check back in with Heidi.
Well, Don, Yankees manager Joe Girardi was asked today about the Red Sox 0-6 start, and he said it's always a big deal when a large market team has any kind of losing streak. But he was a part of the 1998 Yankees team that started 1-4, and they still won the World Series that year.
Talking about Joe Torre at that time, and we ended up winning an awful lot of ball games that year. And we knew it was, it's a few games. And you can't make too much of a week. You can't make too much of a couple weeks. It's the consistency over the long haul that's important. And sometimes things just don't go your way. That's part of the game, and sometimes you have to make your own breaks. But, there was a lot of talk because we had won the championship in '96. We lost in '97 in Cleveland. And there were high expectations of that team. We got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then we rolled.
Girardi said teams want to get off to a good start, but you can't make too much of a week or even a couple of weeks. It's consistency over the long haul, and what matters is the record at the end of the season. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. This is in the air off the bat of Pedroia to center field. Granderson back to make the catch that ends the inning. Cologne is a 1-2-3-6. We're on to the 7th, 7-6 Boston. By Benjamin Moore, a revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Opening day at Fenway Park. To the top of the 7th inning we go, and it's the Red Sox on top 7-6. And the Red Sox have not had many opportunities to line up the game they want to at the end of the game, and today may be the first. As Bobby Jenks is into the game here for the 7th. His 3rd appearance. He's not yet given up a run in 2 innings. Has 3 strikeouts in 2 innings and ready to go to work here on New York's 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Cano. Former White Sox closer. Takes over for Alfredo Aceves. When an inning, gave up a hit, a walk, and had a strikeout. Ball 1 very high. John Lackey today giving Terry Francona 5 innings. Giving up 6 runs, 7 hits, walked 2, struck out 2. So in 2 outings, Lackey has given up 15 runs. And the Red Sox offense going to work today on Phil Hughes, who was chased from the game after just 2 innings. The Yankees have got good pitching, though, from Bartolo Colon, who's been able to log 4 innings since the departure of Hughes. That includes 3 1-2-3 innings. 2-0 pitch up and away, 3-0.
Now, Colon has done a fantastic job really keeping the Red Sox from being way ahead in this ball game.
Four-pitch walk to Teixeira starts the 7th inning. Well, with the remainder of the Sox-Yankees series on Fox and ESPN, our coverage begins at 5:30 on Monday night. Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's, with TC, Peter, and Heidi. We'll come to you at 6. The Sox open a 3-game series against Manny, Damon, and the Tampa Bay Rays. You get a full preview from the Boston Globe's Nick Cafardo. We'll fill you in on the changes for the Rays, that and much more, Monday night at 6, only on NESN. Alex Rodriguez hit a long home run in the 5th inning. And now takes ball 1 as Bobby Jenks has not yet thrown a strike. A-Rod has been on 3 times. A walk, hit by a pitch, the home run. He's scored 3 runs. Ball 2, 2-0. And this will bring Saltalamacchia out to talk to Jenks.
Well, you're right, Don. This is probably the first time that the Red Sox have had this set up where they go to the guys that they want to go to in certain situations in the bullpen. And right now here in the 7th, Bobby Jenks having some trouble finding the strike zone.
Sox fans get 3 great Red Sox games in one exciting package with the MasterCard Triple Play Packs. Seats are available in various locations throughout the ballpark. All packages will include 1 game with the Chicago Cubs when they make their long-awaited return to Fenway Park. Visit redsox.com/tripleplay to get your Cubs tickets today. Leadoff walk to Mark Teixeira. 2-0 pitch to Alex Rodriguez. And there's the first strike from Jenks. Strike 2, 2-2.
Fastball followed by the breaking ball to quickly get ahead, or at least run the count to 2-2.
Swing and a foul tip held under by Saltalamacchia. Bobby Jenks battles back and gets A-Rod.
Well, whatever Kurt Young said when he went out to the mound worked, because Jenks comes back with 3 straight strikes and the final one on the outside part of the plate for the swing and miss by Aaron.
First time he's not reached base today. First out of the 7th inning. Robinson Cano coming up. He has doubled twice today, once to center, once to left, and grounded out. He's knocked in 2 runs. Up high, ball 1. On the ground to first base. Gonzalez to second for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Get the lead runner in Teixeira 3-6 on the force out, but Cano beats out the back end.
A nice effort here by the Red Sox to go 3-6-3. You see Scudero has to come off that bag quite a bit, and that's going to be the difference at first base. Cano hustling down the line and just beating the play.
Dunkin' Donuts is in its 13th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Special seating section here at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
And we'd like to thank you for dropping off some coffee in the booth today.
2 outs, runner at first base. Bobby Jenks now dealing with Nick Swisher. First to throw over in the dirt, dug out by Gonzalez. Swisher today 0 for 3. It's flied out to left, grounded out to short, and then lined out to left field. There for strike 1. Jenks starts off ahead. 2 hitless frames coming into this outing today, his 3rd outing. Struck out 3 and walked a batter Tuesday night in Cleveland after making his debut in Texas, a perfect 8th inning in Texas. Struck in with Heidi.
Well, Don, it appears Manny Ramirez will not be making his return to Fenway on Monday. According to Peter Abraham of the Boston Globe, he has just announced his retirement to Major League Baseball. So it doesn't look like Manny Ramirez will be returning to Fenway Park. Don?
Okay, Heidi, thanks very much. It was a very difficult start to his season this year.
A difficult finish to last season for him, and a difficult start to this season for Manny Ramirez. And Manny apparently calling it quits.
Wondered if the motivation of having to wait so far into the offseason to get a deal would drive him to maybe come back this year and have a solid season. We talked about when we saw him in Chicago. He looked like the guy who was about to retire in Chicago.
He did. He really did. He had lost his pop in the bat. He became pretty much a singles hitter, and then get off to a bad start again this year. And
two down, Cano at first base. 0-2 the count to Nick Swisher. More from Heidi.
Well, I just read from Major League Baseball that they recently notified Manny of an issue under the MLB's Drug Prevention and Treatment Program, and then he informed them today that he is going to retire. Don?
Okay, Heidi, thanks very much. Swisher fouls it off. Bat goes flying.
Well, that's the second time, if that's the case,
Yes.
and I'm sure we'll find out more about what happened with Manny in the days to come. Second time that he's gone through that now, and
Correct.
you know Manny gone through it again, no mas.
I was going to say going through it again is probably something he doesn't want to do. Two down, Cano at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Swisher. There goes the runner at first as Swisher skies one to left. Crawford towards the corner and the stands. And Crawford will make the catch. That ends the inning. Nice concentration from Carl up against the wall. Let's check in with your Need to Know with Nesson Daily. Presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jade McCarthy.
Quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand.
As a kid growing up in New England and having been a Red Sox fan all my life, to dream that one day you'd run the Red Sox and then someday to realize you'd be in their Hall of Fame is a very moving moment for me, and I'm deeply moved by it, and I thank you very much.
I thank you for the music and your stories of the road. I thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. I thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am a living
The passing of our friend Lou Gorman on opening day. Adrian Gonzalez with a bunt to start the inning. An errant throw from Rodriguez. No further advance for Adrian Gonzalez. That video you just saw was played here at Fenway Park as part of the opening ceremony here at Fenway in tribute to the late Lou Gorman, who passed on opening day. And really looking back over the course of Lou's life, hard to really put it into a video, but great job of doing that.
Yeah, very, very touching moment here at Fenway Park in the pregame ceremonies, watching that film about Lou Gorman. And well, we mentioned it many, many times. What a great, great individual Lou Gorman was.
Adrian Gonzalez has started here in the bottom of the 7th inning. At first base as Kevin Youkilis has walked 3 times today as he takes strike 1.
Well, one way to defeat the shift, drop a bunt down the third base line. That's exactly what Adrian Gonzalez does. Alex Rodriguez with a bare hand throws it away at first base. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, it hit the screen in front of the dugout, and Gonzalez has to stay at first.
Youkilis takes strike 2. More Bartolo Colon, who is into his 5th inning of relief.
Stretched out, I guess.
Yes. Well, he was in that rotation right up till the end in spring training. Nicholas lays off. There is action behind him in the pen. Boone Logan, a left-hander, is up. Do have Ortiz on deck. And then Drew. One of the areas that Terry Francona wanted to stay away from if possible was making it easier on managers on the other side late in games to line up your left-handed reliever. But the Red Sox are predominantly left lineup with the stars that they have being lefties. They're trying to split them up as much as they can. But here you have a situation where Ortiz and Drew back-to-back coming up after Youkilis. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Youkilis down on strikes. 5th strikeout for Bartolo Colon.
Colon goes to the slider that time to pick up the strikeout against Kevin Youkilis. And what a job he did today. He's going to be done now as Joe Girardi makes his way out. But what a terrific job Bartolo Colon did for the Yankees.
7-6 Red Sox pitching change from Fenway Park. Rivalry is brought to you by Xfinity. Red Sox are trailing 2-0 when Dustin Pedroia would homer for the third straight season on the home opener. Then later on, it would be Alex Rodriguez to tie the game at 6 with a solo shot. Third time he had been on base. As the Yankees would score in every inning through the first 5. And then the Red Sox able to go on top. Jared Saltalamacchia with an RBI double that puts Boston on top 7-6. Where it stands here in the last half of the 7th inning with a runner at first and 1 out. Bartolo Colon incredibly good out of the bullpen after Phil Hughes only went 2 innings. Ortiz fouls it off. Gets a piece of Russell Martin. Boone Logan into the game. Third appearance, 0-1 record with 13.50 ERA. 2 walks and a strikeout for Boone Logan. Last pitched on Tuesday against Minnesota, gave up 2 hits and a run. Got his first loss of the season. 51 relief appearances last year, 2-0 with a 2.93. This ball 1 to Ortiz, 1-1. Boone Logan came over from the Chicago White Sox. Part of a deal that involved Javier Vazquez back in 2009. David Robertson, a right-hander, up in the pen. Ball 2, 2-1. Always tough to gauge, Jerry, from the field, but it appeared David Ortiz among the louder cheers when introduced by the crowd, along with Jason Varitek, Tim Wakefield, some of the older players.
I would agree. Dustin Pedroia.
Outside, ball 3.
Actually, I thought one of the biggest ovations was for you, Dave, and Joe. Really got a nice hand, all of you.
Very nice people here today. Daniel Bard up in the pen. Yankees will have 7, 8, and 9 coming up. Ortiz flied out to the track, single to center, reached on an error. Now lifts a fly ball to left. Gardner going back at the wall. It is off the wall. Gonzalez is headed for third. The carom was nasty, and it gets by Gardner, so Big Papi is to second base with a wall ball double.
Gardner trying to deke Gonzalez by making him think he can catch that ball, and that's not a bad play at all by Gardner. Watch Gardner as he goes out. He's acting like he's going to catch the ball, knowing it's going to be off the wall. At that point, Gonzalez not really sure. So he gets as far as third base. Look at the carom, comes all the way in toward the infield. So the Red Sox have second and third now, and the Yankees will pull the infield in.
Second and third, 1 out. J.D. Drew. He is singled, struck out, and flied out to left. Takes ball 1. Gonzalez at third base. Ortiz at second base. 1 out in the inning. Ball 2, 2-0. J.D. Drew 0 for 1 in his career against Boone Logan as Russell Martin comes out to talk it over.
Now 2 runs here for the Red Sox would be huge going into the last couple of innings.
You won't have to wait long to discuss this weekend's Sox games. Wake up with Dennis and Callahan at 6 Monday morning on WEEI Sports Radio Network for an in-depth look at this game and the Red Sox all season long. That's Dennis and Callahan, weekdays at 6 on the WEEI Sports Radio Network and here on NESN. Drew with a swing and a miss. 2-1.
Had a good pitch there, too, on that 2-0 count. Fastball middle in. Drew with the swing, but no contact. Looks like the head leaving a little bit early for JD on that swing.
Drew fouls it off the home plate umpire, Mark Wagner. And it's 2-2. Jared Saltalamacchia, who's double untied this game. It was 6-6 when he doubled in the 5th inning. Second and third, 1 out. Drew thought about it, holds off, and it's a full count. Terry Francona and the Red Sox would love to have some insurance here. Drew fouls off another. Now back out goes Russell Martin again. They have a plan intact here and how to approach J.D. Drew, a full count. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach for New York. Gonzalez at third, Ortiz at second, 1 out, and a 3-2 pitch to J.D. Drew. Through the right side into right field, a base hit. Gonzalez will score. Here comes Big Papi. 2 runs in for the Red Sox, a lead at 9-6. J.D. Drew with a 2-run single.
Well, you're worried about lefties against lefties, and both Ortiz and Drew come through. JD with the infield in, ground ball between first and second. Drives in 2 runs, his first 2 RBI of the season. Red Sox having a nice offensive day today.
And the Red Sox, who had just 6 runs in their last 4 games coming into today's action, they've scored 9 times now and 11 hits. 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position, getting timely hitting today. Saltalamacchia pops it up, shallow left, in comes Gardner. He'll make the catch. 2 down.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you covered, it's how you treated. And in Saltalamacchia's last at bat, a foul ball to start off with. Gets a fastball up in the zone from Bartolo Colon, down in the zone from Colon. Then fouls another one back. And now the base hit that's going to go down that left field line and off the wall. Will drive in a run. That gave the Red Sox the lead at the time.
Jacoby Ellsbury takes ball 1. Ellsbury singled in the 2nd inning, flied out to left in the 3rd, flied out to center in the 5th. Sends it foul out to the left side, now to play. It's coming home to get the Red Sox bats going here today. Home opener for the Red Sox here at Fenway Park. We'll welcome the Yankees for day baseball tomorrow, and then Sunday night, 3-game series with New York. Throw first, and back to the bag is Drew. Phil Hughes charged with 6 runs in 2 innings. Bartolo Colon ends up getting charged for 2 runs in 4 1/3. 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Ball 2, 2-1. outside, 3-1. Ellsbury now, Scudero next. If we continue in the 7th inning, there are 2 outs in the inning. Ellsbury hooks it foul. Jumping out of the way was Chris Guccione and making the call at the same time. Friday Baseball on NESN is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Great seats at great prices. Nine to 6.
Friday?
Today's Friday.
That's right, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yesterday was Thursday, tomorrow will be Saturday.
Yes.
You'll be okay.
It's a road trip.
Yeah.
Road trip messed me all up. All those days in Cleveland.
Ground ball chopped to first. Teixeira's got it. He'll win the foot race to the bag that'll end the inning. 2 runs in the inning for the Red Sox. We played 7. Boston on top 9-6. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we believe something as simple as your checking account shouldn't come with a lot of strings attached. Eastern Free Checking. See just how good a checking account can feel. Chelsea Handler in the house as we head to the 8th inning, 9-6. Red Sox on top of the Yankees. Opening day from Fenway Park. Dave Posada, Curtis Granderson, and Russell Martin to bat in the inning as this one sent foul. New pitcher for the Red Sox, 4th of the day, Daniel Bard. 4th appearance. A rocky start to the season. Suffered his 2nd loss of the year, matching his career high in 2009 and 2010. Ground ball down to Gonzalez at first, to Bard, who covers. Posada's up, number 1 of the 8th. His 3rd outing of the year was yesterday at Cleveland. He was dealt the loss. Also had taken the loss on opening day in Texas. Came in the 8th inning and allowed 4 doubles And a total of 4 runs in that outing. He tied his career high of runs allowed. He'd done only one other time, 2009 against Philadelphia. Granderson takes ball 1 away. A double in the second inning for Granderson, who scored a run, and since then he's lined out to left and struck out swinging. Ball and a strike.
Back-to-back pitches at 89 miles an hour for Bard. Changeups.
Chop foul over towards the Red Sox dugout and above it. Saw Lackey for 5 innings. He's a pitcher of record right now. He gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. Walked 2, struck out 2. Sevis for an inning. Jenks for an inning. And a ground ball foul. Look out, Bob Tomaselli. Always quick on his feet. Swing and a miss. Bard strikes out Granderson, reaches back and gives him 96, 2 down.
After a couple of changeups early in the count, back to the fastball from Daniel Bard at 96 to pick up the strikeout.
So 2 down. It takes us to Russell Martin, a number 9 man. Grounded out in the second, grounded out in the fourth, and then singled in the 6th inning. Getting a look at how this is supposed to work when you have a lead late in the ball game. First we saw Jenks in the 7th. Here's Bard in the 8th, and Papelbon getting ready for the 9th.
And don't forget the inning by Aceves as he pitched a scoreless 6th inning for the Red Sox.
Martin jumped back out of the way, missing downstairs, 1-1.
Nice to get home last night after that long road trip and, of course, a long spring training.
Yes.
I hope everything was well at your home.
Yes, all good.
Not good at mine.
No?
Oh, TV's on the blink.
Oh, no.
The computer went on the blink. Something happens to me every time I go to Cleveland with the computer. I don't know what it is.
We were gone for, what, 5-6 weeks? So
yeah.
Things go bad when you're gone that long.
And I badly need a TV, and I need it like yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't stand sitting there looking at the wall.
Maybe you could take one from one of your restaurants since they have so many. 2-1 is grounded by the mound. Pedroia deep second with a throw that's there in time, and Bard back on track. Down in order go the Yankees. We get to the bottom of the 8th, 9-6 Boston. Mike didn't know the win. Will not come up here. Top of the Yankees, we get ready for the bottom of the 8th, and it's time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Saturday's game against the Yankees can be seen on Fox, and Sunday night's game on ESPN. But our coverage resumes Monday night at 5:30 as Carl Crawford faces his former team for the first time. B.J. Upton and the Tampa Bay Rays come to Fenway for a 3-game set. Our live coverage starts with Monster Monday at 5:30 right here on NESN. New pitcher for the Yankees, their 4th of the day. David Robertson comes into the game, his 3rd appearance, not giving up a run in an inning and a third, but opponents are hitting .333 against Robertson. Made his 2nd appearance of the season on Tuesday. Loss against Minnesota, entering the game with the bases loaded in the 8th inning, and he allowed all 3 inherited runners to score. I was not charged with a run of his own. 2nd time he's been on an opening day roster. As Marco Scutaro leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox on top 9-6. Marco 0 for 3 today, as he takes strike 1. This will get away, 1-1. Boone Logan went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits. Allowed an inherited runner to score and 1 of his own. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. So 6 runs allowed by Hughes, 2 by Cologne, 1 by Logan. And here's David Robertson. He's 1-1, misses outside, 2-1. In the air to right field. Nick Swisher started back, now in. Puts it away for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Well, immediately following the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live with TC, Eck, and Heidi. Get the breakdown of John Lackey's performance today, including the manager's perspective in the From the Press Room segment. Plus, the guys will answer your questions, so keep those tweets coming. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason's Extra Innings Live, and it is live from Yawkey Way today.
A lot of baseball coverage, 2-hour pregame show, the game, and then, of course, the postgame show from Yawkey Way.
Carl Crawford grounding 1 to first. Teixeira's got it. He'll race to the bag, 2 down. So 2 outs in the 8th. Dustin Pedroia coming up. It's been a nice day for Pedroia. 2 hits, including a home run, his first of the year, and 3 runs batted in. He homered on opening day here at Fenway Park last year and the year before, so it's 3 straight home openers that he has homered in. Of course, last year hitting 3 home runs in 1 game. Coors Field in Colorado, and then right after that, Red Sox went to San Francisco, and that's when he fouled the ball off his foot. And his season essentially came to an end, even though he did try to come back later in the year. back on the DL again for the remainder of the year. Fouled off, and it's 2-1.
Had a home run swing there on that 2-0 fastball from Robertson. 2 balls, no strikes. The fastball down the middle of the plate. Pedroia looking to go long again.
Two and two. In the 9th inning, the Yankees will have the top of their order scheduled. Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter, Mark Teixeira, anybody gets on. And Alex Rodriguez would have a chance. Jonathan Papelbon getting ready in the pen. 2-2. There's another foul off to the right. Papelbon gave up a run on 2 hits and a walk. Struck out 3 in an inning of work in his season debut at Texas. Swinging a foul, ricochets off Russell Martin. Well, ricocheted off Mark Wagner. Got hit a few times today.
Got the glove and then the mask.
Pedroia into left. Base hit number 3 of the day for Pedroia. Nice at bat, fouled off a few and comes up with a 2-out base hit.
Yeah, nice hitting there by Pedroia. He got a good curveball. This ball is breaking down and away from him, yet he covers the plate. A little bit of an off-balance swing, but still rifles it into left field for the base hit. So big offensive afternoon for Dustin Pedroia. He was the igniter today for the Red Sox.
Two down, a base runner at first in Pedroia, and here is Adrian Gonzalez, who's had a 2-hit day. Those singles to left field, and he has scored 2 runs, knocked in a run. Chop to first. Teixeira will just touch the bag to end the 8th inning. He hit for the ninth. Jonathan Papelbon will be coming in, trying to grab a save and a win for the first time this year. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Toyota dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Subaru dealer, Panasonic, and by Sullivan Tire. Ninth inning from Fenway Park, the home opener, and the Red Sox trying to secure their first victory of 2011. 9-6 lead. The closer, Jonathan Papelbon, into the game. No decision against the Rangers on Sunday, going an inning, giving up a run. At 3 Ks, deals at the top of the Yankees order as Gardner shortens up to take strike one. Gardner today has been on base 4 times, 2 walks, a double, and a triple. Has scored twice and driven in a run. It's a nice day from the top spot in the Yankees order. Close, but 1-1. This is lined up the way Terry Francona wanted it. After Lackey went 5, Aceves a shutout inning, Bobby Jenks a shutout inning, Daniel Bard a shutout inning. Takes us to Papelbon for the 9th. Boston able to tack on 2 runs in the 7th to give him a 3-run pad. Strike 2.
Papelbon's fastball right there at 95 miles an hour, inside corner.
Gardner with good numbers against Papelbon, 4 for 6. Strike 3 call. Out number 1 of the 9th for Papelbon.
One breaking ball and that at bat. The rest fastballs from Papelbon. 3 out of the 4 pitches, fastballs, and that one right down the middle of the plate.
5 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching. 1 out in the 9th for Derek Jeter. A single back in the 4th inning. A 1 for 4 day for the Yankees captain. Strike 1. More strikes from Papelbon. Holds the Red Sox all-time record with 188 career saves. He's 35 in each of his first 5 full Major League seasons. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Excellent splitter that time from Papelbon. So we've seen all of his pitches, his fastball, his slider, and now the split.
Jeter strikes out, 2 down in the 9th.
Now that fastball just took off on Papelbon. Jeter obviously not picking up the pitch very well. Look at Sale.
Two down, 9th inning for Mark Teixeira. Swing and 0-1. He went around. Teixeira offering. 2 outs, 9th inning. Mark Teixeira down 0-1. It's up high, 1-1. Papelbon, who needed 3 strikeouts to get out of his jam in Texas, has now struck out 5 batters in a row, dating back to that outing in Texas. Some good hitters along the way. Gardner and Jeter in this inning, and now it's 1-1 to Mark Teixeira. Inside, almost hit him, and it's 2-1. Teixeira pops it up. Shallow center field. Scudero is out calling now. Ellsbury makes the catch. The Red Sox win their first game of 2011, and they beat the Yankees to get it done in the home opener at Fenway Park. A 9-6 victory, and that's got to feel good for the Red Sox right now, Jerry, and a lot of hitting in this game, a lot of timely hitting.
Well, yeah, 12 hits for the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia was the igniter today for the Red Sox with the home run. Also drove in a couple of more in his next at-bat. Right down through the lineup, a lot of guys with clutch hits. J.D. Drew with a clutch hit, and very good work out of the Red Sox bullpen.
9-6, the Red Sox win. Bob's Discount Furniture will be stepping up to the plate again for the Jimmy Fund this season. Bob's Discount Furniture will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon for every home game saved. Today's save is the first $1,000 of the year for the Jimmy Fund from Bob's. Final score again, 9-6. The Red Sox beat the Yankees. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, I'm Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fenway. Join us again Monday as the Sox open up a 3-game series against the Rays. The live coverage begins with Red Sox Monster Monday at 5:30. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Time now for a preview of Mason's